I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jeanie.
And we're 75 years old. We've been married for over 50 years, and we've lived in our old house for over 30 years.
Well, basically, I had seen my sister get too old for her big house. And by the time she realized that she was too old, it was too late. She just could not physically or mentally do that. So we had prayed about it, and the Lord kind of told us in various ways and circumstances that perhaps what we needed to do was downsize before we got physically or mentally too old to do that.
When you've been married as long as we've been married and lived in the same house and raised two sons, taking the pictures off the wall that you don't pay any attention to them when you live there, but when you take them off the wall and take them out of the frames and put it in boxes, it's rough, because it brings back all those memories that you're packing away. And there wasn't enough wall space in our new house.
The hardest part for me was leaving the house. The house was not just a house. It was home. It was where the boys had grown up, where all of their friends and our friends met there so often because of the size of the house. And suddenly, it felt like that part of me was being removed. And the house where the boys were, the house where my yard was, there was my wildflowers, there was my hammock that I would lay in, and I found the greatest peace when I was out in the hammock and I would look up into the sky. It was like the Lord was right there. And we couldn't make the hammock because I didn't have a tree to put it on. But at the same time, it was what I knew, or what I at least felt that the Lord wanted us to do. But that was the hardest part for me, because the house embodied all of us.
Do it sooner. If you're going to do it sooner. While you're physically able. Not that we aren't at 75, but the older you get, the harder it is to carry boxes and move stuff to get it ready to move, to move out. And then when you get moved in, the movers put stuff, but that's not necessarily where it's going to live. You tell them to put it here, but it may look better over there. So, you've got to be able to physically move stuff around to relocate it somewhat to a better place.
And I would tell my friends to pray about it and then be open to making that change, younger rather than older. I personally feel that a smaller home, because we had a 3,800 plus square foot home, we're moved into a 23, no matter, it's going to take us less time to keep the home and more time for each other and our friends, and that would definitely be a plus.
Mm-hmm. There's nobody that could have gone out and worked as hard as Holly did, found us houses to go look at, made us appointments to go look at them, and before we could start the car, the house would sell. And that happened numerous times. And she has bent over backwards to help us in any way she could to find a home or a house that we could make into a home. And she somehow knew when we were down and knew what to say to help us get up again. And that really meant a whole lot to us.
Holly took care of everything. But the most important thing that she took care of was us. And we are a hot mess sometimes. That's just the truth. She put up with our yo-yos. We were up, we were down, probably even sometimes sideways. But Holly was there emotionally for us. And that's all you can ask. And if you get that, you are indeed blessed by God. And we did get that from Holly. So thank you, Holly.